Hello, Capricorn. This is Don and Bonnie. We are Cards and Constellation, the only show on the net that is marrying astrology and tarot. And what I'm going to do is give you a quick read first on the astrology general feelings, and two cards popped out. So I am pressing both cards to you. First one is the Empress, and second, the Knight of Cups. Light and energy, because the Knight of Cups is this feeling of moving toward happiness, and the Empress is looking to something new to bring you the happiness. So this week is going to be about all new energy that is making you happy or wanting it will help you to be fulfilled. Miss Bonnie.
Well, let's start out with the moon. The moon this week is in the first quarter where we have to do all the work. So in order to know what we're working on, we have to step back and find the new moon in Libra, which was back on October 2nd of 2024 at 10 degrees of Libra. Next, we're going to move forward, and that is the full moon in Libra, which doesn't occur until April 2nd of 2026 at 12 degrees 20 minutes of Libra. Then, of course, as we conclude the whole process, the last quarter is on December 30th of 2026 at 5 degrees 16 minutes of Libra. Now let's go forward and see what we have for Capricorn. In the beginning of this week, we see Saturn, your planet, conjunct with Neptune. That merges structure with imagination. Though the balance will depend on which planet takes the lead, when Saturn is prominent, you can channel your dreams into meaningful, grounded effort. When Neptune dominates, you may feel overwhelmed or struggle with the clarity at best. This can inspire spiritual or creative endeavors, dedication with healthy boundaries. Along with the good comes the challenging. Saturn is also squaring Jupiter. This can bring some tension between the urge to expand and the need to play it safe. You may feel torn between risk and restraint, optimism versus caution, yet the contrast can foster resilience and wisdom. As a result, you may make more courageous choices without losing your grounding. Because of the conjunction, that also means Jupiter is squaring Neptune, which brings imagination and longing for something more. But it can blur those boundaries between the ideal and the reality. You could struggle with clarity around this or be drawn into maybe some unrealistic dreams. Still, early in the week, Saturn will be opposite the moon, a challenging aspect of tension between structure, responsibility versus emotional needs. You may swing from craving closeness to withdrawing emotionally. It's a chance to learn how to balance vulnerability with strength. Sun squares Saturn midweek. This can feel like an internal test of confidence where self-worth must be earned. Life may present early challenges. It's an opportunity to become deeply grounded. The next day, we see Saturn in a trine to Mercury, and Mercury's in his pre-shadow for retrograde. So he's slowing down, becoming more reflective. This supports clear thinking, reliability, thoughtful communication. You value the order and routine offered, and your skill at approaching tasks methodically. We do have a challenge between Pluto squaring the moon, squaring Mercury. So you will have to make a choice, a decision about thoughtful communication, about your feelings versus change. At the very end of the week, you'll see this pocket of opportunity between Pluto and Saturn, offering harmony and strong inner resolve, ambition, and the ability to carry out deep, purposeful work. You'll be able to channel your power through responsibility and ethical leadership. Don, what do you have for Capricorn?
Well, Capricorn, the very first card that came out to me was the Temperance card. And so the temperance card it can be one of two things. It can be patience, but it can also be balance. Okay. And the one thing I love about it, and in this sense, I think is how it resonates here, is that you're standing between two worlds. So sometimes I think Capricorn, for someone out there, you need to hear that you feel like you're between two worlds and you're not sure exactly which one you fit into. And the reality is you fit into both. And you should understand that and appreciate the fact that you can live in more than one world. You have the ability to have a group of friends over here, and you can deal with them in a different way than a group of friends over here. Or you can work in an environment here and then come home to a very different environment. So this is being patient with the energy around you, but more importantly, knowing that you have that amazing ability to be in more than one world and to be comfortable in each if you allow yourself to do that. Now, the problem is sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get too in our heads. But when you see this is the celebration card. So it's like, you can do this. You got this. And so this week, apparently this week, something is going to happen that's going to bring this into stark contrast. It's going to bring it to the forefront. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to probably have where you have two or more different groups of friends and their friend circles, and they don't really overlap much. You're going to have them overlap for some reason. There's going to be something that brings them in, and it probably is going to be a party, probably a celebration party on 4th of July, the weekend, that brings that into play. And I think you're a little more concerned. Again, you're concerned that it's not going to go well. You're like, okay, these friends, they don't kind of have this going on, but you know what? The reality is it's going to be fine, because this is the party card and everybody's going to be happy because they're going to be in the right mindset. They're going to be in the right energy. They're not there to find differences. If anything, they're going to be there to find common bonds. You are that common bond. So Capricorn, this week, when you do have this situation happen, make sure that you go up and you introduce both sides. You bring them together and say, hey, this is my whatever and this is my whatever. And then make sure that you make that connection. Let them build a relationship. That's not for you to do, and you need to not hold on to that energy. That's not your business. What you do is you help bring them together and say, hey, this is my friend and whatever, and this is what we do together, and this is my friend and we have this going on. I want you guys to know each other because I think you will find you have commonality, and let them do their thing. And I think you're going to have a wonderful result. And I think that of course is exactly what that card is saying. It's going to be a wonderful result. Additionally, I like this. You may not know it, but when you planted seeds in both those friendship groups, the reason why you have them as friends is because they have some commonality that you didn't even expect. There's things that they bring to you, things that you bring to them, that both parties, again, gain. And that's where that commonality is going. You've already planted the seed. The seed's going to work. You're going to be fine. You'll be fine. So let's get out of our heads. Let's get out of the negativism. And again, remember, when you have the devil card shows, this one does not, but generally speaking, the devil card shows two individuals and the devil having leashes and chains, right? That leash is very loose because it tells you that you can break free. You can get out of it if you allow yourself. So Capricorn, let's be positive this week. Let's go into this week with a great energy. I'm bringing my friends together. We're going to have a great celebration. The party's probably at your house, or it's going to be at a common mutual place, but you're going to bring them together. And when you do, it's all going to work out fine. And look at this. The reality, you're going to start new relationships. You're going to be the responsible person for new relationships. And do not be surprised if in this new relationship, you find a friend or two that wind up getting a little closer and finding an even closer bond. And so you may be known as the people that brought a couple together. And that's a really cool thing to have. And look at that. That couple is going to do very well. They're going to be good together. And you already know who that couple is. Look at this. This is the universe telling you. You already know who that is. Maybe that's why you're doing this. Oh, Capricorn, I see what you're doing. I got it now. You're doing this to set somebody up, and it's going to work. I'm loving it. And y'all better find yourself a Capricorn friend, because they're going to hook you up. If you're not Capricorn, find one. That's all I got, Ms. Bonnie.
Well, I think that just fits right in with Pluto and Saturn offering harmony and strong inner resolve, ambition, and the ability to carry out deep, purposeful work.
A's to the men's, Ms. Bonnie. With that said, let's do some more work. And we're going to ask you to do a little teeny bit of work by hitting that subscribe button. Additionally, when you subscribe, if you're on Sonoran Mystic Tarot right now, please subscribe there and go over to Your Love Goddess, which is Miss Bonnie's channel, and subscribe. And then finally up to Cards and Constellations. Hit all three. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications. Should you turn the notification bell on, you get notifications that we are live or we posted something, and we'll save you the work of having to find us again. Additionally, if this resonates with you, let us know. If you did create that love bond situation, send us a thing and say, congratulations, you guys were right. We love that too. Again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. And with that said, we're out of here. Love, light, and blessings from Miss Bonnie and her family, me and my family, to you and your family. Until next week, happy 4th of July, and enjoy. Bye.